Why most men over 60 fail to build muscle. Sound familiar? You show up to the gym, week in and week out. You put in the work. You're doing the same exercises you see all the younger guys doing. You're breaking a sweat. You're giving it your all. And yet, nothing really changes. The weights you're lifting barely go up. The guy in the mirror looks stubbornly the same. And that feeling of getting stronger feels more like a fantasy than a goal. It's one of the most frustrating feelings on earth. It's the kind of thing that makes you wonder if your time has passed. If building muscle is just a young man's game. And if maybe, you should just get used to getting weaker. Well, I'm here to tell you that's dead wrong. The reason you're not seeing results has almost nothing to do with your age. And everything to do with a few critical, but completely fixable, mistakes. You're not using the right rulebook. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why most men over 60 are spinning their wheels. And I'll give you a straightforward, science-backed blueprint to start building real strength. Starting today. 1. The why it's not your fault. It's your biology. Before we get into the fixes, we have to understand the battlefield. Getting older isn't just about having more candles on the cake. There are two biological shifts that change the entire game of muscle building. Once you get these, everything else clicks into place. First up is a term you might have heard, sarcopenia star. In simple terms, it's the natural, age-related loss of muscle. This process can begin as early as our 30s and tends to pick up steam after 60. Think of it like a slow river current that's been pulling you downstream your whole life. For years you didn't notice it, but now the current's gotten stronger. The good news? With the right strategy, you can absolutely paddle against it. But the second piece of the puzzle is the real game changer. It's the one most guys have never heard of. And it's a key reason why the old ways of working out and eating just don't cut it anymore. It's called anabolic resistance star. Here's the best way to think about it. When you were younger, your muscles were great listeners. You'd lift a weight or eat a steak, and your body would get a loud, clear signal to build muscle. But as we age, our muscles get a little, or hard of hearing. The signals from protein and exercise that used to be a shout are now barely a whisper. So you can be doing the exact same things you did at 35. But your body just isn't getting the message to grow. This isn't your fault. It's a natural shift. But it means that to get the same result, you can't just whisper anymore. You have to learn how to shout. And that brings us to the first, and biggest, mistake. 2. The three critical mistakes. Mistake 1. You're fueling a 30-year-old body. Not a 60-year-old one. The single biggest error most men over 60 make isn't in the gym, it's in their kitchen. You are likely, and chronically, undereating the one nutrient your body is screaming for, protein. Because of anabolic resistance. The standard protein advice you've probably heard for years is tragically out of date for your body's current needs. The official recommended dietary allowance, RDA, is around 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. For a 200-pound man, that's a measly 72 grams. Research has shown this amount just isn't enough to overcome your muscles' deafness. In fact, study after study shows that older adults who eat more protein hold on to significantly more muscle mass than those who eat less. The solution: turn up the volume with protein. To make your muscles finally hear the signal, you need to ramp up your daily protein. What most experts now recommend for active older adults is aiming for 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. For that same 200-pound man, about 90 kilograms, that new target is between 108 and 144 grams of protein a day. Yes, that's a big jump, and it will probably feel like a lot more food at first. But it is the single most powerful change you can make. And it's not just how much protein, but how you eat it. To keep that muscle building signal turned on, it's far better to spread your protein out across the day. Aim for at least 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein with each meal. This ensures your body has a constant stream of building blocks. A chicken breast, a can of tuna, a scoop of protein powder in a shake, or a cup of Greek yogurt are all easy ways to hit that target. And remember, protein doesn't work in a vacuum. You also need to eat enough total calories to fuel your body and support new muscle growth. Mistake 2. You're training hard, but not smart. The second mistake is all about what happens on the gym floor. Too many guys over 60 fall into one of two traps. They either live on the treadmill, thinking cardio is everything, or they do endless sets of bicep curls and tricep pushdowns, focusing on the small mirror muscles. Look, cardio is vital for your heart, and isolation work has its place. But neither approach sends the powerful, body-wide signal you need to build serious muscle at this age. Remember that hard of hearing muscle? A bicep curl is still a whisper. We need to shout. The solution: major in the major lifts. The secret to smart training after 60 is to build your workouts around compound exercises. These are the big lifts that use multiple joints and huge muscle groups all at once. Think squats, deadlifts, push-ups, and overhead presses. Why are these king? First, they're incredibly efficient. Second, they're functional. They train you for real life, like standing up out of a deep chair or lifting a heavy bag of groceries. But most importantly, they create a massive demand that forces your body to adapt. This is less about a temporary hormone spike and more about the powerful, direct message of mechanical tension that tells your muscles they have to get stronger. You don't need to be a powerlifter. A bodyweight squat is still a squat. A push-up on your knees, or even against a wall, is still a push-up. The key principle is progressive overload, always striving to do just a little bit more than last time. That could be one more rep, one more pound on the bar, or a slightly shorter rest period. That constant, gradual challenge is the trigger for growth. And of course, always listen to your body. And check with a doctor if you have any health concerns before starting a new routine. Mistake 3. You're treating recovery like an option in our culture. No days off is a badge of honor. A lot of men carry that mentality into their 60s, grinding it out 5 or 6 days a week and wondering why they just feel sore, tired, and stuck. Here's the simple truth. You don't build muscle in the gym. You build it between your workouts. Exercise creates the stimulus by breaking muscle down. Recovery is when it's rebuilt bigger and stronger. As we age, our ability to recover slows down, meaning it needs to become a priority. Pushing too hard, too often, raises stress hormones like cortisol, which can work against your muscle building goals and seriously undermine your efforts. The solution: treat rest like a required part of training. For most men over 60, 2 to 3 well-designed, full-body strength workouts per week is the sweet spot. This gives you the powerful growth stimulus you need. But just as importantly, it gives you at least 48 hours between sessions for your body to heal and grow. And recovery isn't just about taking days off. It's about sleep. Getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is non-negotiable. It's when your body does a huge chunk of its repair work and releases key muscle-building hormones. Think of sleep as the most powerful performance enhancer you can get. Stop thinking of rest as being lazy. Start seeing it as a strategic and essential part of the plan. So let's put it all together. The reason so many men over 60 fail to build muscle isn't because they're not trying. It's because they're using an old map. You've likely been making 3 mistakes. 1. Underfueling, not eating nearly enough protein for your body's current needs. 2. Inefficient training, focusing on small exercises instead of the big, powerful compound movements that trigger real growth. 3. Ignoring recovery, believing that more is always better, when strategic rest is actually where the magic happens. But now you have the new map. You understand the challenge of anabolic resistance. And you have the 3-part strategy to conquer it. It is not too late. You have incredible potential to get stronger, feel more vital, and completely change your body, no matter your age. Knowing this is step 1, but putting it into action is what counts. To make it simple, I've put together a blueprint to workout guide specifically for men over 60. It lays out the exact compound exercises we talked about, shows you how to do them safely, and structures your week for maximum results. It's completely free. Just click the link in the description below to download it. Stop using the wrong map. Start training smart. And you'll be amazed at what your body is still capable of.